We're flying Shanghai Airlines over to Shanghai from here in Busan. We've arrived about 3 hours before the flight. I can see the check-in queue now. It's looking pretty tasty. Hopefully it won't take too long. Morven's in there somewhere. It turns out the desks haven't opened yet. Read the big sign, Jamie, that's why it looks busy. Anyhow, half an hour isn't the end of the world and we're soon up. Nothing too probing at check-in. We advised that we'll be applying for a transit visa on arrival and showed our onward flight to London on Virgin, which she was happy to then green light and issue our boarding passes. No, you can't check in online, or at least we couldn't check in online anyway. We've just done our customs declaration for our tax refund. Thankfully we didn't check everything in our bags, so we just put the receipts out and they were stamped. And then once you're airside, go and get the money. Obviously, I can't be trusted with cash, Korean won or US dollars, and we went for US dollars as that's going to be easier for us to spend once we've left Korea. Something not included within our economy tickets, but still I think worth mentioning, is this tiny Skyhub lounge. It had an okay food offering. Pasta, plus some traditional Korean options, some rice, cup noodles, and soup. Breads, pastries, the usual kind of offering you might expect. Perhaps the standout for me though was the opportunity to pour myself a beer. Always a good win in my book. Okay, we have 35 minutes before pushback, just starting to board. So let's go and get on the Shanghai Airlines 737. As we get on board, let me tell you how much of a pain in the backside this flight was to book. Initially, this flight came up as being operated by China Eastern, a SkyTeam partner, and we wanted to use our Virgin points for this leg, given the high cash price. I think it was £117 each. Virgin and China Eastern weren't chatting to each other for whatever reason when we booked, so that was a no-go. We then discovered it was actually Shanghai Airlines operating the flight, so tried to book directly with them, but no joy. Eventually, we managed to navigate our way through the China Eastern site, and even though we kept hitting pay and getting payment failed messages, payment was actually made, which was really odd. So watch out if you're trying to book on this airline or using any of the Chinese airline websites for that matter. On board, the seats are pretty decent, pretty well padded, and a nice big tray table. Bit of rubbish in there, that's not ours. We do get a bottle of water. Safety card, magazine. Legroom's not too bad. Bit of space underneath. The cabin was crazy hot when we boarded, so I think that water went straight away, even with these air vents going. The headrest does go up and down, but it does need a little bit of force. The safety card, for those of you interested. Given the typical early boarding on Chinese carriers, we were ready early and pushed back 15 minutes ahead of our scheduled departure time. The aircraft has drop-down screens for the safety demo.
Read the safety instructions. Should you have any questions, please ask a flight attendant for help. Thank you for flying with Shanghai Airlines. We bond with each other every time we are together. We see the world together every time we take off.
It's a bit of a weird slogan though, isn't it? Taking off today on runway 18 left, and that's 5 minutes ahead of the time that we were scheduled to push back. That's early. Climbing out now, and can you do me a massive favour and make sure that you're subscribed? It would mean the world to me. Whilst you're doing that, you could also drop a like, and that lets YouTube know to spread this video out to other people just like you. Thank you. Today's flight will only take us 1 hour and 20 minutes, and the unexpected next, a full meal. 30 minutes after takeoff, I was presented with rice and pork balls with some vegetables. I wasn't really expecting anything, to be honest, so this is a bonus, especially given the really short flight. I'll be honest though, my stomach was a tad off on this day, so I didn't tuck into most of what was offered. I kept it simple and touched the broccoli and the carrots and a little bit of rice. But what I will say is the juice was a bit of a winner. Unfortunately though, I had to leave the rest, the desserts and such like. Okay, maybe I had some of the crisps too. No more than 10 minutes after that and bam, trays were cleared and the crew were getting ready for landing. And not long after that, we're nose down starting our descent down into Shanghai. The weather wasn't playing ball today, but our approach onto runway 34 right did give us some great chances to spot some cool aircraft. Here's the first set. And then we flew alongside the Comac factory. Check out the latest in Chinese aircraft tech right here. Would you fly on a Comac? Let me know in the comments. Shanghai Pudong Airport is vast, so expect to spend a little bit of time taxiing around the airfield. Eventually, we made our way onto stand, more or less on time. So as we alight then, would I fly Shanghai Airlines again? Well, yes. I see no reason why not. The seat was decent, the food was unexpected, and the crew pleasant enough. The only real letdown here was how long it took to get our bags once we'd landed. You see, we managed to clear immigration in around 10 minutes, much faster than Beijing dashing by the way, and then we had to wait almost an hour after we'd left the plane to get our bags. That's far too long, especially for an international airport. Anyway, we'll leave it there. Thank you so much for watching and we'll see you in the next one.